Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay and welcome back to our 100% playthrough here in Might and Magic VIII. Now at the end of last episode, I was having some trouble deciding where I wanted to go next, and I had hoped that in between episodes I would find some clarity on the matter. And while I do have a plan for this episode, it has remained difficult for me to figure out where to take this playthrough, just because we are at a bit of an awkward crossroads in this game. We are at this stage in the main quest, and once we advance this stage, the quest line will really open up quite a bit. And I don't know if I'm ready to do that just yet, although I will at least advance the main quest by one more stage. We're gonna go to Ironsand Desert and we're gonna do this bit. But the reason why I was having difficulty deciding what to do is not because there's nowhere left for us to go. There are tons of places. There's the Naga Vault. There's, a bunch of places in Ironsand Desert, like Ilsingor's Cave. There's the Uplifted Library. But the problem that I'm having is that a lot of these places will have chests that have artifacts in them. Now, I have been consulting online references which tell you what the locations are that can spawn artifacts and how many artifacts to expect from them. And while I'm sure most of the information is accurate, I wouldn't risk my playthrough on the reliability of those numbers. Let's just put it that way, because there could be a typo, maybe insufficient testing, maybe somebody read the code wrong, and if they put down a 1 instead of a 2, and if I open up a chest and I'm only expecting one artifact, because the walkthrough said it was only one, but it should have been 2, but the second one wasn't spawned in, that would just be a horrible, horrible way to fail my objective of getting all the artifacts. So for that reason, I'm not going to risk entering dungeons with chests. I'm going to stick to locations that are, well tried and well tested, chiefly being the secret chests in Ravenshore, Alvar, and Ironsand, and of course the very frequently respawning artifacts in the Dragon Caves. It's gonna make things a bit awkward for a while, but I think it's better to do things this way. Okay, with that long and probably not very interesting explanation out of the way, it's time to get going in our episode. Now this is gonna be a bit of I guess you could call it a cleanup episode, to do some things, to do a whole bunch of different things. And eventually it'll end with us exploring the Ironsand area a little bit. Before we do that, I think we forgot to pick up this quest from this guy, Avalon. Indeed, that sound effect and little animation is what you get when you pick up a quest for the first time. If you click on it again, you'll get some special dialogue for when the quest isn't complete, but you won't get that same animation and sound effect again. Now this quest is basically the mirror image of another quest that we picked up, which was to kill all the dragon hunters. This was given to us by the dragons, and of course there is a dragon hunter who then wants us to kill all the dragons. So basically they really want each other dead quite badly. So we picked up that quest, and I think that was the last house that we needed to go to. I just missed Avalon for some reason. Next, what I want to do is I want to do this quest, the Sword of Whistlebone. And I actually want to do a bit of experimentation here, because The quest tells us to do two things. To kill all the dragon hunters and to bring the Sword of Whistlebone back. Now, I think the dragon hunters that they are asking us to kill are the ones in this camp. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Dragon hunter, dragon hunter, dragon hunter. Is there...
I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is.
Somebody here with a
sure what it is.
special name. Is there a chest here with a...
I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is.
Crusaders,
I'm not sure what it is.
dragon
I'm
hunters.
not sure what it is.
I think this is how you
I'm not sure what it is.
complete
I'm not
this
sure
quest.
what it is. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure.
Well, this is going to be a little bit interesting because it's been a long time since I last completed this quest. What's our status on our haste? The status is we do not have haste because it probably expired and then I never cast it again. So let's cast Hour of Power again, and haste, I believe, is like each spell you cast has its own graphic, which goes either on this or on this, and haste, I think, is the little wings attached to the feet. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's start killing some dudes. Is this how you do this? Ah, killed him through the tent. There's Jarek Whistlebone. Now, I want to check something. Like, did he spawn in once we started killing people? Or was he there the entire time?
I'm not sure
Did I...
what it is. I'm not sure.
There he is. He's there inside the tent. He's there the entire time. So now this is going to be interesting. Because what I want to do is I want to see, can we kill him and only him and take the sword back? Or do we have to kill all of these guys? So... let's kill him, loot his sword, and leave. And we've done that without aggroing any of these other guys. Now, there are dragons here, but these aren't like the dragons we saw in the actual dragon faction. These are trained dragons, and they are called dragon hunter pets. So, had we committed that murder inside of these guys, all of these people would have become angry to us, but as it stands, we've gotten away with it. And what do we have? That's finality. This is the Sword of Whistlebone, which has the same graphic as finality, and it's not even a special graphic. I think there are there's a normal item with that same graphic. So these kinds of things can make things confusing. So let's see. Is this enough to complete this quest? Kill all Dragon Slayers and the Sword of Whistlebone. Is the Sword of Whistlebone enough? Because if it isn't, then we'll see. Okay, so who was it that gave us the quest? Deftclaw Red Reaver, who is not in that cave. Nor is he in that cave, so we've got to walk a little bit more. What? Isn't this the leader? Did I miss? Did I miss something? I must have. Or Renegade, no. Nope, that's the different quest. Grandmaster Dragon, and that's a quest we've already completed. I guess we missed some. Was he in the cave that we recruited Ithilgor? Or because this is the only other cave that I know of. What? Where the heck? Oh no no no! Deathclaw is Deathclaw is the dragon leader. I'm such an idiot. I don't know why I forgot the dragon leader. So the dragon leader will give you different quests later on, but he also gives you this quest, which is why I was confused. We do in fact need to walk all the way to this really big, ominous looking cave, and it doesn't have his name on it, it just says Dragon Leader, but his name, of course, is Deathclaw Red Reaver. Ah, okay. So it's still saying we can't do it. Despite having this in our inventory, let's have you hold on to the sword. It's fitting. But the sword isn't enough. I guess we do need to kill the rest of that group. Noted. And rather than walking all the way back, let's just use let's not even get our autosave. Let's load our real save and kill everyone properly. Starting with Jarek.
Yes.
And
Got it.
where the hell are the rest of these guys? They're on top of the tent. How did they even get there? I have no idea, but now they are all dead. Now let's loot Mr. Whistlebone once again. And nothing else interesting inside these tents. So now let's fly back. And surely this should be enough to complete that quest. What's our... Can anybody level up? Oh, hey, we can. Okay, that's good. That's quite good. Quite good indeed. Not gonna do training just yet. I wanna... Oh, where have I gone? I'm not gonna do training just yet. I wanna stack up a bit of experience. And then maybe get a bunch of training done all at once. Alright. Okay. Now, hopefully this works. Hopefully now when we go back to Deathclaw, he will complete our quest, and by the way, that will also promote Ithilgor. Ooh, and you can then become Grandmaster Dragon. Oh, but... So, the Master Dragon is back there. Okay. Okay, we will even get that done while we're in this cave. Oh, that's great. Assuming this quest is completed. What? Hang on. Hang on, that wasn't enough to complete this quest. Let me look up the walkthrough. So what is this? I'm just gonna look up Whistlebone. Or I'm gonna look up Dragon Promotion Quest. Dragon Promotion. So, what the hell is this quest? Okay. Huh. Okay. Alright, so I guess we do indeed have to kill all the dragons to turn in this quest, which means there's no point doing it yet. Alright, sorry to have wasted all of your time, but I guess I'd forgotten how this promotion quest works. So we aren't gonna be becoming Grandmasters just yet, unless we
Haven't seen one before.
just go on a killing spree and murder all these guys. Should we do that? Should we do that? Should we... Nah, not just yet. I do have a couple other legitimate things that I want to do this episode. A couple episodes from now, once we get the ball rolling on the rest of the main quest, I think that's when we will see what's going on with that quest, and we'll get that done, because it makes sense to get that done at the same time that we get this other quest done. And then, you know, you just... It's a bit more... It makes a bit more sense to do it that way. The next thing I want to do, actually, is... I think we can finally get this challenge of Intellect taken care of. So, let's go ahead and do that. How are we going to do that, you ask? Well, good question. We've got Day of the Gods active, right? Yeah. We've got Day of the Gods active. So... let's take a few things out of your inventory, and those things are this amulet of plus 14 intellect, this ring of plus 17 intellect, plus the ring of fusion, which gives plus 40 intellect. Oop. Put all these together, plus Day of the Gods, plus Archangel Wings, plus Herald's Boots, and the answer is we are just barely hitting enough intellect to clear this challenge. But there's a... oh, and of course, he can't actually do what we just did with you, because he can't equip most of those items. However, I think... Excuse me? Oh, we unequipped the Ring of Fusion, so it's no longer a 100% chance, but that's okay, we'll go back to Dagger Wound. The reason is because, I think we need to go to this well, and get plus 15 temporary intellect. That's gonna help him out the most. Next, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna actually take these items off from you and put them on you. And we are going to do a quick calculation to see how much more intellect you need. Oh, you are really close to 200. So, really all we need to do is, we need to go to Shadowspire. We need to go to the potion shop, and almost any intellect boost potion is gonna work.
Welcome to my laboratory.
Excuse me. Now, this shouldn't take long at all, because basically the first intellect boost we find we're gonna buy, and that is gonna help us beat
Welcome to my
that
laboratory.
challenge. So this should not be a long
Welcome to my laboratory.
save. Oh, here we go. Long. And it just so happens that we get a really strong intellect boost. And while... that's so weak. I was gonna say, while we're here, we might as well see if we can buy some other boosts. But all we have is this garbage luck boost, which we don't even need because we've already taken care of luck. And it's honestly such a bad luck boost that I'm not even going to bother buying it. It's just going to take up space pointlessly. So, you know what? It'll go ahead and drink that. Oh my god, we gotta deal with this nonsense. Okay, twice in a row, really? Three times in a row, seriously. Okay, finally, let's go back to Ravenshore. And let us do the deed. And when this challenge is done, I will feel very relieved. So that's plus 10 skill points for you. Now the very tedious process of moving these items one by one in between our different party members. This has put you at 221. So that's 10 for you. Probably don't need all of them because we've got a bit of a buffer. Like, we probably don't need that, right? Yeah, we don't need that. Oh, but what? Oh, you do need that. Oh, not only do you need that, but you also need some extra help in the form of these boots. My bad, I guess I was getting a bit too over... What? You even need the cape. Wow, do you have something that is giving you an intellect debuff? Like, why is it so bad? Or I guess I just hadn't been giving you intellect consistently throughout the game. That's probably what's going on. It's probably it. That's a piece of trash staff that we will sell. Let's equip that. And we will need both of these items, which puts us at 220. And that's plus 10. And now all of us have won this. Great. The main thing I wanted was for my main character to win, but the rest of them winning does help us out a little bit too. Now, of course, I'm going to put these back in your inventory. I'm going to give the artifact back to you. Just put the stuff like that. And while we're in Ravenshore, let's see if we can get rid of that Naga hide that we've been lugging around. Might and Magic VIII. Ravenshore map. And let's see. Naga. So the person who buys Naga hides is, drumroll please, just to the east of the crystal, apparently. Let's hope those directions were correct. Reaver's home. That's a confirmation that we're at the right place. Okay, now that's done. What is the next thing we want to do? Like I mentioned, this episode was going to be a little bit all over the place. I think next what we want to do is we want to maybe, I think we might be ready to hand in this quest. So we're not and I think the quest giver for that is in Shadowspire. So Might and Magic VIII Shadowspire map. Alright. So find in page Bone of Doom. What? Oh. God, come on. What? No, bone of doom. It's yeah, it's a person called Tantillion in Shadowspire. Now, where exactly is a Tantillion? So, in Magic 8 Shadowspire map. I'm sorry I'm having to do this, but it's probably still quicker than looking through all the houses one by one. Find in page T and... See, the problem with like, several of the walkthroughs is they'll mention that an NPC has a quest to give, but then won't mention what that quest is. So I was searching for Bone of Doom on that page, and it had no results. So I had to actually look up the quest giver's name. As it turns out, he is right there. Let's hand in... Well, I think first of all, he gave us the quest just now. We haven't handed it in yet. Let's read what the quest is. The Guild of Necromancers has searched for the Bone of Doom. It's a powerful artifact. It could be useful. Yep. He gave us a decent amount of money. And presumably a good amount of experience. Not enough to gain a double level. So... don't know if we're gonna train yet. How many levels can you gain? A couple. You can gain 3. You can gain 1. Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna train just yet. I think we're gonna hold on to our levels. What we're gonna do now is, well, first of all, let's buy some food. Running a little bit low, and I think now we're gonna go to the Ironsand Desert. And...
Come in. A simple repast.
expensive, but with 50 food, we won't have to worry about food for a while. So now we go to Alvar. Yes, Alvar. And we go east from Alvar to Ironsand Desert. And I think the last thing we're going to do in this episode is we're going to try to clear the Ironsand Desert exterior. It should give us quite a bit of experience. Ultimately giving us more levels when we eventually... okay, you know what, let's start casting our spells. And the thing about the Ironsand Desert that's going to make it really annoying is that we've got a lot of Gogs to fight. The thing about Gogs is they not only have the annoying habits of ranged enemies. By the way, one of the annoying habits is that they will wander off the edge of the map where you can't get close to them and continue to shoot you, because they're programmed to move away from you in really annoying ways. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of this, but I think there's no reason to not just take this opportunity to rid the map of these nuisances, and of course tick off one of our objectives by clearing the exterior of Ironsand. We're not going to be going into town just yet. We're not going to be talking to the people. That's going to wait for the next episode. But I think this is going to be a pretty relaxed exercise. I'm not as frustrated as I thought I would be, because the crowds of Gogs, at least so far, haven't been as dense as they were in that one area in Might and Magic VII, where I really did spend a lot of time just running around in circles, trying to track these guys down. We find a chest with a bunch of garbage in it. Okay. Let's keep going. I think when we fight the Cyclopses, we're gonna have a lot more fun. But the one thing I didn't mention, the reason we've all taken a bit of damage is because the Gogs also have this annoying habit of exploding when they die, doing AoE damage to your party. I'll save the game. Oh, well, wait, I think, let me just spend some skill points. I really should have spent the skill point before I cast my light magic spells. But it's fine, we'll do it now, it's okay. Ooh, and I haven't actually cast Hour of Power. So I guess, you know, that spell is going to benefit from the one extra skill point. So the reason I saved my game is because I want to show you something. I'm gonna get close to this Gog and then kill it. You see that, like, we all took a bunch of damage. That's a bunch of garbage, and we're gonna try to not let them do that. Like, we wait for them to, you know, stop, and then while they're trying to shoot us, we shoot them instead. I think that guy was trying to run away. I'm surprised we didn't kill him quicker. God, this would be so nice if we had the Noble Bone Bow. I'd equip it on Sorry Blackthorn, and then we'd fire like 3 exploding arrows per volley. But it's okay, we'll find that item later and we'll have some fun with it. For now, we'll just kill these guys using some more conventional methods. And look at the mini-map. Look at the red dots just dispersing in all kinds of different directions. This is what I mean when I say ranged enemies are very frustrating to fight, because they will constantly do this. And you'll have to go to some pretty awkward lengths if you want to kill them all. And again, they're going off the edge of the map. Oh my god, are you actually serious right now? Okay, yeah, see, like, this is the edge of the map, and that guy was just wandering off it. And it was a pain to take him down. But we're killing them, but the thing is, I don't even think we're getting good experience for it. Oh, you would stay still so I can kill you. I don't think we're getting great experience for it. Let's check. What? Yeah, we're not gaining a lot. But, you know, it's something that I like doing. I like clearing maps. Killing all the enemies on a map really makes me feel like I have mastered it. Which is why I like doing it. Even though the game, strictly speaking, doesn't keep track of this specific thing that I'm doing. This is just an extra objective that I have imposed on myself for the purposes of this playthrough. But in most cases, it's a fun thing to do anyway, right? You just want to fight and kill stuff, don't you? Because it's an enjoyable experience. Alright. This is taking a while though, so I think you probably realize why I said this was going to be the last thing we're going to do this episode. Okay, that was kind of bad. But in the darkness, I didn't realize he'd gotten that close. Oh god, there's so many of them. What? Where are they? Where?
That one was weak.
Oh my god, there's so many of them. You know what? I'm gonna throw caution to the wind. I'm gonna go after them with melee attacks. Just to speed things up a little bit. Even though we're gonna take a whole bunch of damage, but it's okay, we will rest and heal. Okay. 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 Getting there. Getting there. Yeah, they do so much AoE damage too. I think it's way too much, if I'm being blunt. All right. All right.
Got one.
And we are done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly back to this village. I took a bunch of damage because I clipped one of these wooden beams and it sent me falling down.
Hey, we have a customer.
Alright,
Good night.
we're gonna rest and now we're gonna cast our spells again. Oh, I really should have become Master Dragon while I was in the Dragon Cave. Like, we can't go to Grandmaster yet, but we can go to Master. The reason is because then he would be able to cast Flight instead of Asari, which saves a bit of time. But I guess it doesn't matter too much, because the main time sink when it comes to casting spells is obviously Day of the Gods and Hour of Power, just because of their very long recovery time. So while we're up here, I'm going to mention a couple of things. We have the Chain of Fire over there, and we have Ilsingor's Cave, I think. Is this it? Or it's a cave. We're not going to enter either of them, because these are a couple of the places which I mentioned have artifacts. I think Ilsingor's Cave I might make an exception for, because I think it's pretty well documented that its chest has 2 artifacts that are supposed to spawn in it. But once again, let's not forget Hour of Power. And now we are going to come across a different enemy type.
I've never seen one before.
Cyclopses. And they are much more difficult than the Gogs, but much more fun to fight because they are melee enemies. I guess we're pretty strong as well, so we don't need to worry about them too much. And unlike the Nagas, they don't have any ranged abilities. So the only thing they can do is slowly come towards us. But as you can see, some of them are pretty tanky. One thing we've got to be mindful of is that I think they can paralyze your party members if they hit you. So if that happens, because we don't have cure paralysis, I'm basically gonna have to just load my game. I think the way I'll do it is that if there's a very large group of them, then I'll go into turn-based mode. But for smaller groups, I'll keep it in real time.
I got it.
We can even kill them in range. I guess also if they're very far away, it makes sense to do it in turn-based mode, because then they will stay still when it's your turn, rather than moving. And then your ranged attacks will actually land on them. I'll demonstrate this. See, well, I guess that guy turned around at a very unlucky moment for him, which meant my ranged attacks, which were going to miss, ended up hitting him. Like, he walked right into them. As often happens to me when I'm playing multiplayer first-person shooter games, I will successfully dodge something, and then my next move will send me right back into the path of the thing that I just dodged. So that guy now has felt my pain. Wait, what are you doing? I see, despite these guys being tougher than the Gogs, and one confirmation that they're tougher is we're getting a lot of experience fighting them. Despite their toughness, we are getting through them very
I
quickly.
have no idea what that is.
Because it's just much easier to fight melee enemies in this game.
Leave it. Worthless. Leave it.
Bunch of... You know what? Enchant that. Maybe we get something good. What do we get? Oh, okay. Well, like we don't really need intellect anymore, but I'll hold on to that. I'm not gonna save some enchantments, right? That's a bit too scummy, even for my scummy tastes.
Leave it. Worthless.
Yeah, and +3 speed isn't worth hanging on to that. Air resistance is fine, I guess. Alright. Where are we? I think there's some unexplored territory to the west, and indeed there are enemies there. This is a dungeon, the Cyclops larder. Not gonna be going there yet. But we will be killing all the Cyclops enemies outside it. And there were a couple enemies in that little unexplored chunk of the map, so we took care of them. Now I can't remember what's... Ooh, more chests. Yes, please.
I have no idea what.
Now you've probably noticed that I'm already leaving a lot of loot behind. In fact, I'm even gonna drop that there because it's just too big of an item to be carrying around, and it's not even enchanted. Let me just make sure that was the bone staff and not the staff of elements, because that's gonna be a constant source of worry that I accidentally sell or give away one of my artifacts or relics, thinking that it was a normal item, because so many of them share their graphics with normal items. Okay. More... Oh, not enemies, those are just the town guards. Now, who are we gonna find across the Lake of Fire? A couple of Gogs on this island.
That was easy.
More Gogs there, it seems. Alright. Let's keep on exploring. A whole bunch of Gogs over there. That's the other exit of the chain of fire,
That was easy.
which is how you would normally get here if you didn't have some other way to get across the lava. And now we come to this very interesting location with a very peculiar looking structure on it. Not going to interact with it just yet, but perhaps later on in the... I thought you were dead.
Easy, kid.
Now you are dead. Okay. I was gonna say, perhaps later on in the game, we'll figure out... or somebody will prompt us to do something with that. But for now, we're gonna leave it alone. And we're just gonna explore around and make sure everything... every red dot on this map has been extinguished. So far, it's looking like that is the case. So it looks like this video might be coming to a stop pretty soon. The obelisk is there. We're not doing anything with obelisks just yet. Similar to the other two games, when we are ready to, I'll have an entire video dedicated to just the obelisk quest and nothing else. And like the first part will be finding the obelisks. And then the second part will be, you know, solving the obelisk puzzle and so on. But yes. Okay, I think we have pretty solid visual confirmation that every hostile creature that spawned on this map has been dealt with. So I am going to declare that the Ironsand Desert exterior has been cleared. Oh, is that a barrel that I... That's a barrel that I just didn't get the first time around. You know what? I'm gonna give this accuracy to you. Because you are gonna be the guy who has the most trouble beating the stat challenges, because we can't do... What? Did I just not see these barrels? Huh. That's yellow, that's purple. Alright. Fine. I'm good with that. I think I probably just didn't do a thorough search for barrels. Also, like, we haven't fully explored this town anyway. Like, we know it hasn't reset. Like, we know that isn't the reason why there are barrels there. Because there aren't any horseshoes by the guild caravans. Okay. Right, we're starting to ramble a little bit, so I think it is time to draw things to a close. Like I mentioned, this episode was a bit all over the map. We started out in Garrote Gorge. We messed around a little bit trying to figure out how this quest worked, because I forgot how you did it. Evidently, you need to kill all the Dragon Slayers in the entire map, plus I think also the ones in the castle, and have this item in your inventory before this quest will be successfully negotiated. And additionally, like when we do that, I think we'll also be able to do this quest at the same time. Okay, so we did that, and then after that we went to Ravenshore. We got the challenge of Intellect dealt with, which I was very happy about. What was it? Before doing anything, let me just spend one skill point. Alright. We got the challenge of Intellect taken care of. I was very, very happy about that. Which means now I'm not too worried about advancing game time. Before, I was kind of worried that if too much time elapses, eventually the year is going to end, then Ravenshore is going to reset, and we'll get a different challenge. Before, I was ready to do that one, but it's done, so we're back into a situation where wasting time, quote-unquote, is a good thing. So we did that. We got the challenge out of the way, and then we came to the Ironsand Desert, and not a lot to say. The process was straightforward. We killed everything on the map. We killed all the Gogs in this part of the map. We moved to the south, we found some Cyclopses, we dealt with those. We flew over these islands, which we were able to do because we have the flight spell. We didn't have to use the underground cave system, which is the other way to, get across. But yeah, we killed all of those, and this map is now devoid of enemies. And I think that's a pretty solid collection of things to have accomplished in one episode, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this day's work. And yeah, so on that note, that is going to be all. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy this episode, do, consider leaving a like if you feel that it's warranted. And if you're enjoying the series and you think you might want to follow along, then do consider subscribing as well. But in either case, I do hope I'll see you in the next episode. So, until then, take care.